For years, Doug and Lisa Weiss kept silent. The whispers that once surrounded their marriage never led to anything, until now. After decades of keeping her pain to herself, Lisa Weiss has finally broken her silence. What she revealed is both shocking and deeply heartbreaking. Lisa's story unveils a very different picture than the public ever imagined. While many believed their marriage was strong and flourishing, Lisa paints a reality marked by emotional struggle, disappointment, and betrayal. She opens up about feeling invisible, unheard, and hurt for years, an especially difficult truth considering she stood beside her husband while he offered marriage advice to others. Now people are questioning, how could a man who built his career helping others with their relationships fail so profoundly in his own? How could someone so respected in Christian and counseling circles allow his own marriage to become a place of pain? While not every detail is known, what is clear is that Lisa's voice matters. Her courage in speaking up gives hope to others who suffer silently in their own relationships. It's a powerful reminder that public appearances, on camera, from a church stage, or in social media, often mask private turmoil. Just because someone gives great advice doesn't mean they live by it. This isn't gossip. It's a call for accountability, honesty, and reflection. Lisa's decision to speak out, despite the fear and pain, is something we can all learn from. Her story sheds light on what is often hidden, and for those watching who relate, it's a reminder. You're not alone. Your story matters too. Doug officially announced his divorce from Lisa on February 8, 2023, but the actual divorce occurred months earlier, on May 31st. That gap raises questions. And when Lisa finally spoke, the revelations were staggering. Lisa describes not just disagreements, but a deep and painful betrayal. For 30 years, she believed she had a loving, stable marriage with Doug Weiss. He was a trusted marriage counselor, a man who helped countless couples rebuild broken trust. Naturally, Lisa believed he could do the same in their own marriage. But after their divorce, Lisa began to reevaluate their relationship. What she once brushed aside or forgave now appeared to her as serious red flags. According to Lisa, Doug had been hiding things for years, not weeks or months. She doesn't call them mistakes. She uses the word betrayal. She believes these were deliberate choices made without regard for how they would impact her. That kind of pain is hard to put into words. Once the divorce was final, Lisa says it was like she could finally see clearly. She started connecting the dots, and suddenly the full picture came into view. A marriage she once believed was rooted in love and loyalty now seemed built on secrecy and deception. One of the most disturbing revelations involved Doug's private jet trips. To outsiders, these flights may have looked like business travel or luxury rewards for success. But Lisa claims they were a smokescreen. She now believes Doug used those trips to cover up extramarital affairs. While she thought he was away for work, he was allegedly doing something else entirely. That discovery shattered her. For years, Lisa had stood by Doug not only as a wife but as a partner in ministry. They counseled other couples, projecting an image of unity and strength. But Lisa now says their own marriage was anything but what it seemed. Speaking out took immense courage. Lisa could have kept all of this to herself, locked away in silence. But she chose to share her truth. And people listened. Some have expressed admiration for her honesty, others shocked that a man who built his name on trust and integrity may have lived a double life. Her words also raise larger questions. If what Lisa says is true, how long did it go on? Who else knew? How could such secrets remain hidden for so long? Then came further bombshells. It was reported that the ministry jet used by Daystar television, where Doug is now married to Joni Lamb, was frequently flying between Fort Worth, Colorado Springs, and Destin, Florida. These flights, reportedly aligning with the timeline of Doug's relationship with Joni, cost an estimated $769,220. Lisa also claims she was completely unaware of much of the financial activity taking place. She had trusted Doug's vague answers about those flights, thinking they were for clients, counseling, or ministry events. But there was never a clear itinerary, never any names. Now she believes that trust was tragically misplaced. Lisa later learned that Doug had allegedly begun forming a close relationship with Joni Lamb while he was still married. These weren't casual conversations. They were secretive, emotional, and included private jet trips. To find out that her husband was building a new relationship while still legally bound to her was devastating. But the betrayal wasn't just emotional. It was also financial. Lisa, along with others, has raised serious concerns about whether ministry donations were being used to fund Doug's personal life. That's a significant ethical concern, especially for someone in spiritual leadership. People expect integrity, transparency, and honesty, especially with the money they give in good faith. Lisa's testimony has sparked conversations across the country, online, in churches, and among believers. People are asking hard questions. How much did others know? Where is the accountability? What else might be uncovered? Joni Lamb, a prominent figure in Christian media, co-founded Daystar with her late husband, Marcus Lamb. Marcus died in 2021 from complications related to COVID-19. Less than 2 years later, Joni and Doug were married, after a high-profile engagement at the Broadmoor Hotel in Colorado Springs. To some, this was a beautiful new beginning. After heartbreak, Joni found love again with a man who understood faith and the pressures of ministry. But others raised eyebrows. Doug's divorce had just finalized. The timeline to many seemed too close for comfort. Doug and Joni insisted their relationship was godly and transparent. They said they sought Christian counseling with Pastor Jimmy Evans and followed a prayerful, deliberate process before marrying. Pastor Evans even officiated the wedding, publicly vouching for the couple's integrity. Still, while they celebrated, Lisa was quietly navigating her grief, trying to make sense of the pieces. Her heartbreak wasn't just about losing a marriage, it was about discovering that while she was still Doug's wife, he had already emotionally moved on. Now we're left with two stories. One of a couple claiming spiritual alignment and divine timing. The other of a woman blindsided by betrayal, uncovering painful truths long hidden. At the heart of it all is a larger conversation about integrity in ministry, about whether public leaders live the values they preach, and about how often appearances deceive. Only God knows the full truth. But one thing is undeniable. Lisa's courage to speak out has shaken many and opened the door for honest reflection. What do you think? Does the timeline raise questions, or do you believe this was simply two people finding love after loss? Let us know in the comments. And if you're interested in more real conversations about faith, relationships, and truth, be sure to like, share, and subscribe.